To solve this data sufficiency question, we're going to consider each of the statements separately first and then together if necessary. Before we do that, let's take a look at what the question actually asks us. If a squared minus ab equals a squared minus b squared, and a is not equal to b, what is c? Before we actually dive into each of the statements individually, let's go ahead and see if we can simplify this given equation. The given equation tells us that a squared minus ab is equal to a squared minus b squared. Let's go ahead and move all of our terms to one side and see if we can get any extra information from this equation. If we subtract a squared from both sides, they'll actually cancel. So adding b squared to the other side leaves us with b squared minus ab is equal to 0. This is an equation we can factor and solve. So let's go ahead and factor out the common factor of b, leaving us with b minus a, and that whole thing will equal 0 still. Now 2 factors times each other equals 0 means that we can break this up into b equals 0 or b minus a equals 0. Now b minus a equaling 0 gives us b equal to a. We're told from the question that a can't be b, so automatically we can just rule this out. So that means that b must equal 0. And that's something that we can use when we go ahead and consider each of the statements separately. So let's dive right into the statements. Statement 1 gives us that c is equal to 3a. Now the question asks us, what is the value of c? We know the value of b, but we don't know anything about a. And there's no other way that we can actually find a. So since we don't know a, we actually won't be able to find c. So this statement alone is not sufficient to find the value of c. So we can start eliminating answer choices. From our answers, if statement 1 is not sufficient, we can eliminate answer choice A as well as answer choice D. That leaves us with B, C, or E as our answer choices. So now we have to consider our statement 2. So let's go ahead and consider statement 2 alone. So statement 2 tells us that B equals C cubed. Now, for this statement, we actually know that b has to equal 0. So we can plug that right in as a value. So c cubed is equal to 0. And if we take the cube root of both sides, that means that c is equal to 0. So we could actually find the value of c with this statement. This statement alone, then, is sufficient to answer the question. So if we take a look at the answer choices, we could eliminate answer choices C and E since statement 2 is sufficient, and so our final answer choice would be answer choice B. Statement 2 alone is sufficient, but statement 1 alone is not sufficient.